Good evening, and welcome to another edition of the New Black Leadership Coalition here live in the studios of Can Television, Cable Access Channel 21. My name is Gregory Sane, and I am the host of this show, the New Black Leadership Coalition, again here live at Chicago Cable Access Channel 21. It is my honor, it is my pleasure, it is absolutely a blessing to have this golden opportunity once again to come to you all live here in these studios over these precious airwaves that we take very, very serious. If you are tuning in right now via Facebook, YouTube, iHeart, however you're tuned in, please share this with someone and let them know that the new black leadership is on right now. So please share this right now. If you're tuning in, I need you to share this conversation. Had a very spirited conversation last night at our show that we do on Monday nights, same time on Intellectual Radio on Monday nights. Tonight, I'm going to give a recap of some of the things that we were talking about. We had our New Black Leadership Roundtable, Media Roundtable conversation last night with some really, really excellent journalists. I want to thank our brother, my friend from the Butt Naked Truth, Brother Harold Davis. And we had Brother Eric Johnson from the Crusader News, great journalist last night. And we were also joined by our brother, our friend from WGN News now, Domati Pongo. He was there and did a great job. So thank all of you all last night for joining the New Black Leadership in that very spirited conversation. And we'll be doing it again soon. What we do have coming up, you'll hear about it, the date of it, we'll be having our quarterly leadership roundtable. Information will go out about that in a few days or so. So just stay tuned. If you would like to join this conversation, once I get started with a couple of little things I have on my mind, 312-738-1060. I always have something on my mind to talk about. You know, last night I mentioned to the audience that some of you all are so disloyal when it came to the boycotting regarding the NFL. Our brother, Colin Kaepernick. And I am not watching one football game over those airwaves. You could miss a football game. If we missed and just stayed away from football and some of the crazy shows that only feed the negative part of who we are, I don't think any of those shows really help us in our lives. Not one. If you know a show that you watch all the time consistently, tell me how you benefit from that show. And if you say you benefit because it keeps you entertained, I can respect that more so than you telling me that you are learning something from that. It's fixing something in your life. Family-wise, personal-wise, community-wise. Tell me how Empire or Scandal or Power or the House Idiots of Atlanta or the Basketball Idiots, wives, how that help you in your day-to-day life. So you all that felt like you just had to watch pro football, you broke the ranks. Don't you know it's good to show those industries that we could stick together, we could unify on something. That's what the new black leadership is about. We're pushing unity, being organized, being on one accord. We have to send a message because, listen, this world and this society will not grow if we don't take a stance. Now, you see many posters and books and streets named after Malcolm or named after Martin Luther King, but when they were alive, they represented a threat because they took a stand. All of you all that claim that you Christ like, you love Jesus, he took a stand. Moses took a stand. You know, Joseph took a stand. Marcus Garvey took a stand. Harriet Tubman took a stand. Sojourner Truth took a stand. Nat Turner took a stand. Frederick Douglass took a stand. But we don't want to take a stand. Yet we are standing on the shoulders of many abolitionists, many freedom fighters, liberators that sacrifice their life, their blood, their sweat, their tears for us. You cannot fix what's wrong in America by putting up with stuff that don't represent freedom, justice, and equality. And that's why we need a new cadre of leaders. We do need it desperately because those who are put in front of us, you know, as far as the cameras are concerned, not as far as the real issues that governs the lives of black people. We need a fresh crop of new leaders that will be relevant with all of these issues and challenges that affect black people, the community, and humanity as a whole. Even white America, you know, Latino America, all of America, the whole world is waiting on, yes, black leadership. You said, well, how they waiting on black leadership if black leadership is allowing their community to be neglected? I mean, black leadership on Sunday looks a little dressed up and etc., but it is not productive. It is not effective. Not the ones who built the pyramids, not the ones who built America, built the world. You're not able to reflect on that because what you see in front of us is death and destruction. So we do need a new pool of leadership. And I'm saying those that are out here and you have titles, you have a position, you got a show, you got some money, you have some influence. We are not collectively using that influence, using that power, using, you know, all of your resources to bail our community out of this misery. So if you're not thinking in terms of coalition building, then you're not really serious about fixing what's wrong. You cannot do this by having a big I and a little you. We must work together. And I'm telling you, nothing is going to go right in America until the black man and woman is placed and put and where we really rightfully belong. We must be at that table calling the shots. We can no longer rely on someone else to make decisions for us and have people in that room who only are hustling. We don't need to be hustled anymore. We need black men and women or people, period, with integrity. People that really say what they mean and mean what they say. Yes. Now we absolutely need to work with other people, but until we start working with ourselves, what sense does it make to try to form unity and you don't have your own house in order? We got to get our house in order. And the reason why we don't have our house in order is because we are being led by so-called shepherds who have left the flock behind. And I've said this a few times. Our shepherds live in the suburbs and the sheep lives in the inner city. And good shepherds are right there laying next to the sheep. I think we have a caller on the line. I'm going to take this call, but I want to finish this conversation. And I think some of you all call in. I asked you a question earlier. Tell me, if you watching the NFL, how does that benefit you? If you watching Power, Empire, whatever you watch, Criminal Minds, etc., how does it benefit? We are entertained out. All you got to do is go across the street, go in the next bedroom. Scandal is right there. Empire is right there. All of that. But yet we have to be entertained and programmed, and it's almost like you cannot see it. We so stuck on these television programs. We don't even read. We don't even have real conversations with people in our neighborhood. Yet we say we saved. How are you saved and you don't communicate with the people that God says you should know your neighbor? We don't even talk to the neighbor. Let's take the caller. I'll take the caller. How you doing, caller?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm good. It's the same fight, just a different round, brother.
I hear you, my friend. You know what? We need more Freemasons.
Freemasons.
Yes, sir. We need more Freemasons. Prince Hall.
Mm-hmm. I know about the Freemasons and the Prince Halls. Why do you feel we need the Freemasons and the Prince Hall?
Because we become better men in this world. That's what it teaches us.
You become what?
Become a better man in this world.
Oh, okay. That's good.
We need more Freemasons.
Yeah, we need to be free. Right now, we acting as though we still enslaved. We acting as though, we are not able to go out and do what we need to do for ourselves.
I hear you, brother. That's
and for me, look, the only way that we could really deal with, and thank you for the call, the only way that we could really deal with racism, deal with the economic unfairness, deal with racism, deal with the ills in America is that the sleeping giants must function in a dignified way. The sleeping giants cannot sit around and just wait on a mystery God when we have intelligence. That's what's missing. That's why we need. And I know when you look at the show here and it said new black leadership, yes. But there's nothing new under the sun. But we do need a cadre of caring individuals that are not going to sell the people out. They are not going to just benefit themselves personally. And that's what we have. Some people feel like we can vote our way out. You're not a leader if that's the only lane that you believe will save us. What kind of leadership is that? Yeah, we should be involved with the political process, but we cannot be political prostitutes. We have to have an organized vote, a vote that is absolutely dealing with what's in the best interest of our community, not for you. See, some of you all that say, I'm a political operative. I get that, and some are sincere with that. But some of you all are political prostitutes. You're not doing this to advance the cause of your people. You're doing this because you are on a payroll. And that's unfair to the masses of our people who need sincere brothers and sisters who are going to fight to the end to change this reality that our people are living in. We get mad over the crime that we see, but we still not collectively dealing with it consistently. Stop just reacting. What about being proactive? How you doing, caller? Hello, caller. How you doing?
Oh, fine, thank you. You inspire me every time I watch you, and that's every week. You inspire me more and more because you're right. Listen, for the last 15, 20 years, the Caucasian has given Hispanics like myself and African Americans the right to vote. but they were slicks, and because they let us vote, and who do we vote in? People that don't help us. Like you said, for a paycheck. And that's all of them, the Black Caucus, the Hispanic Caucus, all the aldermen, commissioners, everybody. You're telling me with all the power that we should have that this city is still the same? No. What we got to do is get off our behinds, election time, with people like you, and march around and by the alderman's office and tell them what we need. And if you he'll say something, but we need to go to every alderman's office, black, white, I don't care what color,
Right.
and go into the office and tell them, listen, I'm tired of being tired. I work hard, I make less money, and guess what? We don't have no construction jobs. As you see, it's all white, except for a few token. Over $100 million downtown in construction.
Right. Well,
And
thank
not
you.
one-
I love what you're saying. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Look, it makes no sense. If we're going to change the quality of life, we got to do it in such a much urgent manner. I mean, as frustrated, and you said it right, we quote Fannie Lou Hamer all the time about being sick and tired of being sick and tired. But I don't think we that sick and tired as much as we should be. Because, we hear about some tragic, we share Facebook posts, we send it through Messenger, we text people, we email people, but then we waiting on the next one. We waiting on the next one. I mean, there's so many different components that we address as new black leaders in this coalition that is very important that you realize that we're not just blowing smoke. We are very sincere and very serious about changing the quality of life. This is a real serious commitment, to really come over these airwaves and say unpopular things. And I know some of you all, I love you, whether you claim to be Christian, Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Muslim, whatever that is, you don't have to wear it on your sleeve. What you have to do is wear it in your heart and in your action. And if you really are any of that, if you really are a leader, if you really are a concerned person, then you will understand the power of unity. You'll put away your ego. You'll put away all of that foolishness, and you'll sit at the table and decide that we need a strong coalition to not just address and talk about this, but to take action. To take action. Action makes words unnecessary. I'll take the caller. How you doing, caller?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Sane. I
Good
am
evening.
unclear as to how you think that not watching a football game is going to make some kind of success of the cause. Wouldn't it be better to target the ad people, those people that advertise, and that our community stop purchasing? Wouldn't that be better than?
You're right. So when you don't watch the football game, because the ads, that's when they play the commercials while you're watching the football game, while you're watching the programs. So we watch too much garbage on television. Television is garbage. It's a bunch of overpaid actors. We are entertained by people that act, not real life people. We want to watch people that play and act. That's how crazy it is. But in real life, in real time, we walk by those same folks that are talented because we need to see it over the television. I mean, we are really programmed. And so we need to stop using so much energy and effort and and making sure that the ads and these big conglomerates, they make money off of our viewership. That's the problem. 312-738-1060. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it. 312-738-1060. Call in and tell me, how does watching TV benefit the movement? And I said that because many of you all, you still watch the Monday Night Football, and on Sunday, like you can't miss that garbage for one day. We'll never get any place. We'll never advance the cause as long as you are enslaved by television. Some of you all, you can't wait to get home to turn on the television. That means you have an insecureness about yourself. You can't even entertain yourself with thoughts. Relax. Have a positive conversation with a real person across the street, next door, down the street. We don't want that. We don't want that. That's why many of you all are Facebook liberators. You now Facebook entertainer. I'm not mad at you if you come in Facebook Live. I'm going Facebook Live right now. But I hope I'm saying something that's relevant that will inspire you versus just making sure that so-and-so get another check. The only reason the goofy stuff with Steve Harvey is making money is because you tune in to the dumb strawberry letter. Because you tune in to the jokes. You tune in to big top foolishness. But when we stop, it ain't just Steve. All of that garbage we need to take a break from. I'm telling you, look, as mad as we are about the tragic that, and I'm not going to even name just one situation. It's too many that's going on right now. But guess what? We too preoccupied. So you can't tell me we don't need a new group of leaders. And look, leadership comes from within. We are all leaders in our right, but we're not taking charge of our lives, of our family, and our community because we waiting on the government to do what the government can't do. And as long as you have folks have you waiting to die in order to achieve what we should be achieving right now while we're alive, we're being misled. That's foolishness. That is plain foolishness. Because if that was the case, then why are we still trying to make as much money as we make, to have all the nice cars and the materialism? Well, if you were going to live better on the other side, go on the other side. Don't worry about this. But like I know, no one has came back yet and told you. And the only reason I'm really driving this point is because we have leadership right now that have crippled us and we're not productive. We complain about what other folks are doing or not doing when it comes to us, when we have all this power, when we have all this knowledge. We got knowledge, but it's scattered. It's disunified. And if you don't have leadership in front of you that is sitting down at the table with others who might claim to be or say that they Hebrew or say that they Christians or Muslims, and they ain't sitting at the table because of some label, then they are not the leaders that you need. We should sit down with anyone because, to be very honest with you, most of us don't really understand the labels that we have. There's only one God. There's really only one baptism. And while we are not unified to understand that the violence in our community, don't have a label. It don't. It's violence. The poverty in our community is poverty. You're a poor Christian, you're a poor Muslim, you're a poor Hebrew, you're a poor Jew, you're a poor Methodist, you're a poor Presbyterian. Poor is poor. Poor is poor. But we walk past the poor every day. And you cannot tell me that it ain't time for us to own our own grocery store. It's not time for us to own our own laundromats, to do our own nails, to do your own weaves, to make our own clothes. We, black people, we did this for everybody else. Now we got people in our community that runs the mom and pop store. It's ridiculous. All the people that live in the Highlands, this is just one community. I ain't busting you out if you live in the Highlands. But guess what? Those folks got $1 million homes over in the Highlands. You know where the Highlands is over there. The Highlands is 67, 68, 69. Beautiful homes. But they got to go on Roosevelt to shop. They got to go in Hyde Park. They don't even go on 71st Street. Because they scared to be around James and Shanika. Not a grocery store on 71st Street. But we got $1 million homes. Does that make any sense? 0 cents. Anyway, they got that red light going on. Every time she rushed back here to put that red light and flash it in my face like that. She do it every time, every show. Every other message when they say there's a call on the line is in yellow and it's real small, but wrap it up takes up the whole screen. She's a sweetie pie. I appreciate the producer, one of the producers here for this show of Can TV. She does a great job. Thank you all. But thank you all. It's a very short segment here for tuning in to the new Black Leadership. And I hope that you would share this video with the folks that's on your Facebook. We need a different type of conversation. And as long as we continue to do what we're doing, we're going to continue to do 0. Anyway, thank you. May God continue to bless you. And my condolences go out to anybody that have lost any life of family and friends. Peace and love, the new Black Leadership.